Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know it's been a fat minute since I've uploaded. Long story short, my old video editing computer decided to fry itself, and all the content that I had on it to get ready for the next upload went with it. Now, I know I can recover it, but I ain't got the time and the money or anything like that, so I ain't worried about that right now. I do have another laptop where I can edit and post and everything. So we're just gonna kind of just forget about the content that I had prior, and we're just gonna move on to where the car's currently at. So I've been taking over a big life change as of recently. I ended up moving out of my spot in Glens Ferry, and I am now moved up to beautiful Sun Valley. Speaking of beautiful Sun Valley, this is my view every day as I chill in the beam. Gotta love it. But I think what I'm gonna do today, since I don't have any of the content for the part 3 of the wide body, putting in the fender liners, welding the quarter panels, you know, all that, I'm gonna show you guys. Actually, I'm just gonna expose my 335. I mean, might as well. I've been so nervous to take it up to car meets because I'm always afraid that like people are gonna be like, oh, well, this is fucked up, that's fucked up. Well, guess what? I know it's fucked up, and I'm gonna call myself out, and I'm gonna show you guys that, hey, even if you're as dedicated as I am, there's still some things that can go wrong, unless you're a perfectionist. I usually am, but when you're 15 hours into a day, you don't really want to deal with fucking being perfect, you know? So, like I said, today I'm actually just going to do a video of exposing the 335. I love the car, don't get me wrong. There's nothing that's deterring me away from wanting to keep it or anything like that. It's definitely going to stay with me, but there are a few things that every time I come out here and look at the car, I get a little bit sad. A lot of it has to do with the wrap, being that I've only wrapped one car, and it was this one. But there's a lot of little things. So, like I said, today I think I'm going to expose my 335. So, hopefully y'all still like the car after I show you everything that's wrong with it. We can just start here on the front. I did wash it yesterday, but we did get some rain this morning, so it's not perfect. But to start off with, in the front, I've got to align these vents. They look a little janky, you know. And then there's a little spot in the front bumper that's fucked up there. And same thing with this side. I don't have this vent lined up at all, and it doesn't want to line up. So it's just kind of in there, just dangling. I have to finish tightening down the grill cover here. I might even take it out for the intercooler. I don't know. But my headlights, they're pretty foggy from the inside, so I have a whole plan on rebuilding these with the Brav group, I think it's called, or whatever, but I'm going to do a custom headlight set here shortly. The first day I went and drove it, thinking, oh, well, I've got clearance, but, you know, I can only fit a Nike under my lip. First time I went out to drive it, there was a rock in the road. Thought I would go over it. I couldn't. Chipped the lip, chipped the wrap, chipped the bumper. First time driving it, so that bums me out a little bit. Obviously, my fitment isn't the best. I've got some fender liner in there, but not all the way, so I'm still working with that. The wrap on the vents on either side, they have this hard line. It looks ugly as fuck. Like I said, first time wrapping shit. It just, you know, it went bad. I do have the wide body gasket on here, but as you guys can see, like, it's cheap wide body gasket. I think I'm gonna maybe redo it. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out about that. When I was wrapping it, this little thing peeled up, so I got to straighten that out. Let's see. That's just the front side. So when I wrapped the side skirts, the roll of wrap that I had was 5 feet, and 5 feet ended right here. So there's this nice solid line. When I wrapped the door, I missed this section, so there's this solid line here. Looks like garbage. The wide body trim, as you can see, is not really super even or super level. The one thing I do really like is the hardware. So I put a fresh piece of hardware in on the front. The hardware pieces were black, solid black like this, but in the sun, they got that kind of a bronze look, which I think really works with the wheels. That was actually one thing that I thought went right with the car. So we'll move on to the back. The back, honestly, I feel like is probably the best section. There's not many fuck ups. I do think I have to tighten down. I mean, it doesn't flap when I'm driving, but I think I just need to tighten that section down. Again, with the wide body trim, it's coming up a little bit there. Let's see. Then I completely messed up on the wrap on the shark fin. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's all fucked. My spoiler has been peeling up part of the wrap here, and it's actually, my spoiler's just coming off over here, so I've got to fix all that. My exhaust on this thing is ugly as shit. I'm not going to start it, but ugly as shit. I've got a solid line in the trunk. This is one line that doesn't look terrible. You got a little spot there that you can kind of see, but this was probably one of the hard lines that I redid, and I'm actually not like super upset about it. It actually didn't come out looking too terrible. The door handles, they're janky as shit. You can see that this has got a little bit of a flap on it, and so I need to redo that. Same thing with that hard line on the first side. There's another one there. There's another hard line here on the wrap. So, I mean, it's just a lot of little shit, but I don't know. I'm still kind of bummed about it. I do overall, I love the car, but it's just a little shit that I see that I don't really like. You know, and then you get in here, and this is barely, like, this tab does not stay, so that just kind of fucking hangs there. My tweeters, they basically had to be super glued on, not on the car, but the actual tweeter to the housing had to be super glued, because those kept popping off and falling out. Inside of the car is fairly decent, but I mean, it's dirty. There's a spot here on the wrap that's like rippled. That's for my coffee cup, because obviously the cup holder's there. So, you know, surface wise, there's another spot that I fucked up the wrap on right behind the door handle. So, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of little things that I don't like about the car that I could fix, but I don't want to rewrap the whole goddamn thing. So, you know, more spots right here by my exhaust. There's that little spot there. So, you know, like I said, I don't mind exposing myself, especially because, you know what, I still feel very proud driving it. I still love it. There's just things that I've got to learn to get better at, to improve on with this car the next time I decide to change the color, do whatever I want, you know, however it goes. I just need to be a little bit more focused on making sure it's done right. The next downside is, and this one's more of a story for you guys than anything, but I'll cover that here in a second. So when I was driving the Beamer from Glens Ferry, where I initially had it parked to do the wide body and everything else, it hadn't been driven more than 10-15 miles since the whole like engine pull, turbo install, everything else like that, because I've just been like nervous. Like, I just didn't know how comfortable I was with my own work. Like, I feel good about my own work, but when it comes to something I don't know about, it just gets me nervous. So a couple days ago, my buddy Ernesto, shout out to you, homie, thank you again for following me up. That was so stressful, and you made it way less stressful just being there and helping me out. So again, shout out to my boy Ernesto. I'll leave his Instagram in the description. He doesn't have much car shit, but give him a follow because he's a good fucking guy. He helped me out, and he got this Beamer up here. If it wasn't for him, this Beamer would have never made it. But that said, I don't know. I think I was it's a 2-hour drive from Glens Ferry to Sun Valley, and I was like just over an hour into the drive, and one of my lip struts got blown off by a semi passing in the opposite lane, and my lips started chattering real bad. So I pulled over and I went to fix that, and Ernesto climbed under the car a little bit, and he goes, "Is your coolant blue? Because it's dripping a little bit." And I went, "Oh fuck yeah." So I crawled under there, and as soon as I crawled under there, it started dumping coolant. I mean dumping it. So I shut the car off, opened up the expansion tank, put some more coolant in it. It seemed to stop the leak for some odd reason, so I said, fuck it. If it's not leaking that bad, let's get it to the house. So not 10 miles later, there was an accident on the road, so there was traffic stopped, and I was really nervous about like being stopped. Do I leave the car idling? Do I shut it off? What's the best case scenario here? Luckily enough, there was a cop that was kind of standing outside and bullshitting with people, so I went up and told him, hey, you know, I'm having a coolant issue. If you don't mind, if it's chill with you, if I could just be outside of my car monitoring things, climbing under it, checking everything out. Luckily enough, he was chill. The Sun Valley cops seemed to be pretty decent. So nothing leaked, and then pulling into the driveway of the new place, it lost all coolant, and I mean all of it. There might still be a trail behind my car where it all just dumped out. And, you know, for that day, I was like, it's up here. I'm not even going to worry about the problems that are wrong with it right now. The fact is it's up here, and that was my biggest stress. So the next day I came out, and I just put water in it because I'm not going to dump a $20 gallon of coolant all onto the concrete, you know. So I filled it up with water, did the whole bleed procedure, and it's not leaking a drip. So then I decided to start the car and make sure that even if I like pressurized the system and got it actually cycling, that it wouldn't leak, and didn't leak. It was perfect. But I had like 6 or 7 check engine codes from a battery closed circuit code, which is just a battery code literally. And I also think I have a wheel speed sensor going out, and it's intermittent. So every time I hit a bump on the rear, I get the ABS, the brake light, traction control, and then my speedometer bounces up and down, which kind of sucks because if the sensor was failing, it would just fail and then I could replace it. But the way it's acting up, it's seeming to me like it's going to be more of an electrical thing I've got to take a look into. So there was that. And then, like I said, when I got it here, it leaked all the coolant. The next day started, it had like 6 or 7 check engine codes, one being the 3100 boost deactivation code, a few codes for like wheel speed sensor, shit like that, probably a footwell module if it's not the wheel speed sensor. So I put coolant in it and everything, started it up, let it idle, didn't leak, and I just haven't driven it because, quite frankly, the car's been parked for 2 years, so I don't have fucking insurance on it. So it's just been parked here since I got it here, and I've just been staring at it, you know, just because it's here in this gorgeous fucking city. But yeah, I've wanted to do an exposed video on my car for a while, just because it'd make me feel better, you know, just letting people know, like, hey, even if you guys see this car, even if you see pictures of it, whatever, and you guys just think it's cool, which I seriously love and appreciate, I just want you guys to know it's not perfect. And if you're building something equivalent or even doing something small and it's just not done right, things happen, man. As long as you're proud of it. I'm proud of this car. I never wrapped a car. I never pulled a German engine. I never swapped turbos. I've never upgraded a fuel pump. Like, I took a lot of new challenges on with this car, and for it to at least drive 100 miles and only have a slight coolant issue, I'm pretty proud of that. Now, the coolant issue that I keep having is making me wonder if my block's bad and I just got to swap the engine out of this thing, which I don't want to do because I've already pulled the engine, you know? But if I pull the engine, I got a new head basically to put on it. My head, the one that's off this engine, got new turbos. I've got everything I could swap over. I'd literally need a block, and at that point, I might as well just buy a built block, you know? So either way, I mean, this video needed to be made to, you know, make me feel better about it. Because, you know, I just want people to understand that, hey, it's not perfect. And if you see it, understand that it's not perfect. But the fact is the effort was there. And, you know, at the end of the day, I can't take my eyes off of it. I've been sitting out here in this car for like 2 days now, just because I'm so happy that it's up here. It runs, I'm sure it drives. I do have that 3100 code, so I don't really want to try to drive it and then realize I don't have any boost and then have to worry about fixing that. So I'm going to take a couple days to just let it chill out, relax, and then I might take it for a quick spin, see if I get some boost, see if I blow anything up, and yeah. And depending on how that goes, we might have a new YouTube video coming within the next few days. So, again, I'm sorry that last content didn't really work out. Once I get the content, I will definitely probably make another video of just like, you know, back when I was installing everything type thing. But until then, I just wanted to give you guys an update, let you guys know that I seriously appreciate all the love, all the support. You know, my boys from up here in Sun Valley, they have 2 clean 335 eyes. And they shouted me out on their Instagram story, and literally within them shouting me out, within the first hour, I had so many more people from the area DMing me, just telling me how much they love the car and, you know, where they saw it or this and that. And it makes me feel fucking great. Like, I'm excited to meet all the Beamer crew down here and, you know, make some friends, go on some cruises and chill out. It's going to be a cool experience. But overall, I'm just super glad that the car's here. You know, if anything goes wrong, at least it's at home and I don't got to drive 2 hours to work on it and then 2 hours back home. So with that said, thank you guys so much for sticking with the build. Sorry about how long it took me to get the next video uploaded, but I seriously love and appreciate every single one of you for your support, your kind words, your DMs, all that. All of that is seriously appreciated. If you could, just like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me. Let's see if we can get this car a little bit more noticed and a little bit more out there, because your boy needs sponsors. I ain't got no goddamn sponsors for this thing, and I'm just hoping, you know, if I keep working at it and keep working on it and making it look real good, I might catch the attention of somebody. But if not, you guys can help me out with that, with just a simple like, comment, subscription, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, above all, guys, I seriously appreciate and love every single one of you. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Hopefully I'll get this uploaded tonight, and you guys can get an update on the 335i. So seriously, much love, appreciate all of you, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Later.